Your opinion doesn't matter. Those were the first words my husband said to me after I walked back into my own house. I had been awake nearly a full day, travel exhaustion still clinging to my bones. Fort Campbell hoodie still damp with airport air, muscles stiff from hours of sitting. My head hadn't fully caught up with being home yet, but Brent was already waiting. He stood in the kitchen with a beer in his hand and my dog's collar wrapped around his fist like it meant something. Duke-I? German Shepherd stood near the doorway, confused. Muddy paws leaving faint prints on the clean tile. His tail moved once when he saw me, uncertain but hopeful. That was all it took. Brent looked down at the floor like it was a battlefield. I just cleaned this, he snapped. I dropped my bag. He's wet. I'll clean it. But he wasn't listening. He never really was when he got like this. I'm tired of this damn dog. Duke stepped toward me, slow and trusting. I knelt instinctively, scratching behind his ears. He's not a problem, Brent. He's always a problem. He shot back. Your army life. Your attitude, everything is always something. I froze for a second. Not because it was new, but because something about the way he said it landed differently this time. Sharper. Final dot, then he said it again. Quieter but worse. Your opinion doesn't matter. And then he shoved Duke toward the back door. The cold rain hit instantly when it opened. Duke stumbled out, startled, looking back at me like I would fix it. That look did something to me. Not anger. Not panic. Just something breaking quietly inside. I stepped outside. Rain soaked through my hoodie in seconds. I dried Duke with a towel under the porch light while Brent stood behind me muttering about unbelievable. I didn't argue. I just took Duke and left. The drive felt unreal. Rain streaked across the windshield like broken glass. Duke lay curled in the passenger seat, occasionally lifting his head when I spoke softly, halfway there. My phone connected through Bluetooth and Brent's voice came through. He had called someone. A woman answered. Then his voice. Lighter now, almost amused. She get over it, he said. She always does. Something in me went still. Not loud. Not emotional. Just finished. I ended the call without a word. At the kennel near base. My friend Marcus opened the gate, took one look at me, then at Duke, and didn't ask unnecessary questions. He can stay, he said simply. And that was it for the first time that night. I exhaled. What people don't understand about relationships like this is that they don't break in one moment. They erode, one ignored apology at a time. One excuse. One you're too sensitive. One night you choose silence because arguing feels heavier than swallowing your voice. Brent hadn't always been like this. There was a version of him I still remembered faintly. Like an old photograph faded at the edges. He used to make coffee before my early shifts, leave little notes, drive hours without complaint when my family needed help. Back then, love felt simple, but life changed him more. Maybe it revealed him. He lost his job, started drinking more, then betting, then blaming. At first, I carried things quietly. Bills, stress, excuses. I told myself I was helping him. But helping slowly became enabling, and somewhere along the way, I stopped being his partner and became his target. He mocked my body, my service, my exhaustion, even the way I walked when my knee flared up. And the worst part wasn't the insults. It was how normal they started to feel. His mother didn't help. She never saw him as wrong, only misunderstood. And me, well, I was always the problem she couldn't quite name directly. Women need warmth in a home, she once said while standing in my kitchen. I remember looking at the oven still warm from food I had cooked and thinking, warmth isn't the issue here. Control is. The moment everything truly shifted wasn't even the dog incident. It was a document, a quiet, bureaucratic piece of paper that told me Brent had already started rewriting my life without telling me. He had planned it. My house, my space, my role in it, already divided in his head like I was temporary. That was the moment something inside me stopped negotiating. The legal process came after that. Not dramatic, not cinematic. Just paperwork, meetings, instructions. A lawyer who didn't sugarcoat anything told me, Stop trying to protect someone who keeps harming your stability. A military legal officer told me something similar in different words. You're not the problem in this equation. Still, I hesitated. Because understanding something is wrong is easier than accepting it fully. Brent didn't believe I would actually leave, even when the notice arrived. He laughed. Even when accounts changed, he mocked it. Even when the process continued, he called it a phase. You don't have the stomach for this, he told me once. He said it like a guarantee, like he knew me better than I knew myself the day the truck came for his vehicle. Everything collapsed faster than he expected. The backyard cookout had turned into a performance he was confident in. Family. Noise, laughter, denial. Then the tow truck arrived. Silence followed. Then confusion. Then anger. You did this, he said. Looking at me, no, I replied calmly. The bank did. That was the first time I saw panic in him. Real panic. Not anger pretending to be controlled. Just fear. And it didn't last long. By the time legal steps fully unfolded, the illusion was gone. Not just for him, for everyone watching. His mother cried. His sister left early. The gathering dissolved like it had never been real. And Brent stood in the middle of it all, finally realizing something had ended long before that day. Leaving wasn't freedom immediately. It was silence first, then exhaustion. Then slow rebuilding. Peace didn't arrive dramatically. It arrived quietly. In mornings without tension. In nights without footsteps predicting moods. In a dog sleeping peacefully beside the bed instead of guarding the house from emotional storms. Duke aged with me through it all. Gray slowly appearing at his muzzle, but his presence steadier than most people I had ever known. I went to therapy, physical and emotional. I met people who had survived quieter wars, marriages that broke them in invisible ways. One woman said something I never forgot. The hardest part isn't being alone. It's realizing you already were. That stayed with me longer than anything else. Months passed. The house changed slowly, not redesigned. Reclaimed. A chair in the corner became mine. Coffee tasted different when no one was waiting to criticize it. The silence stopped feeling like absence. It started feeling like space. And one morning, standing in my kitchen with a warm mug in my hand, I realized something simple. Not victory. Not revenge. Just clarity. I wasn't trying to win anything anymore. I had just stopped losing myself. And for the first time in years, that was enough.